So admittedly, I have never done this before, but if it doesn't exist, then I'm going to create one. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mandy and I have two kids who are homeschooling. One is in 12th grade and will be graduating in a few months. And then I have one child who's going into 9th grade and I'm thinking ahead for him. And he has a path that he has been going down since like grade 4. He wants to be a zoologist, but he wants to work in wildlife especially, and I think it's like a wildlife biologist. I might be totally wrong on that. He could tell you way more about it than I could, but I understand the path that he wants to go down and we want to prepare him for that. Now here's my problem. I'm running into a major problem with homeschooling curriculum in this one specific area. My child wants to be a zoologist, but all the zoology books are for elementary kids. I am having a really hard time finding an animal science for high school. So here is my plea to everybody out there in YouTube land. If you know of a zoology curriculum, an animal science curriculum, something dealing with wildlife for high school, please send it to me. Please. Okay, so there's my plea to my audience, but here's what I'm going to do. Here is the plan for right now. Plans change. You guys know I switcheroo things around at the drop of a hat if I need to. Okay, so here is the plan for now because I know what he wants to do and what I started. Okay, I need to explain this first, because you're not going to understand these books until I explain this because it might not make sense. So in his specific line of study that he wants to do for animal wildlife and zoology, what we started doing was I went online and I found 2 colleges that are within drivable distance, but he would have to live on campus at both, that offer the program that he wants. So what I did was I went to those colleges and I looked at the breakdown of courses that he would have to take to get his degree within that realm. And a lot of them, of course, are just, basic sciences, genetics, that type of thing, but there was a lot of ecology. So because there are so many different courses, I wanted to help prepare him for that. And that's the great thing about homeschooling, remember, is when our kids have a dedicated path that they want to go down, we can tailor their education toward that path. So all of these books, because there's a lot here, they will not be in one course. I'm going to break them up into several different courses over his high school experience because he's going into a science major. I want him to have extra science electives. Plus it's the field of study he wants and it's something that he thoroughly enjoys. Not that he won't be taking other electives, but I would like if every year grades 9 through 12 that he has some kind of like animal science to help him on his way to his degree. Now there is one last book, but my son is still asleep because it's early at my house right now. I like to film when it's very early because it's quiet and nobody needs me. But when it's supposed to be time for bed, what my son does is he reads. He is such a book nerd, just like his mom. He comes by it honestly. But I ordered a college level textbook and we found this online when I guess he and I were both looking at something. It was probably like a thread on Reddit or something where zoology majors were talking about their most important books or the books that helped them out the most while they were getting their zoology degrees. And there was like there was a book on there that a lot of them recommended for wildlife. And my son was like, oh, we got to get this book. It's secular, okay? It's a secular book. However, it looks like it's going to be full of great information. Now, this is not just for one course. I'm hoping to actually have like 2 or 3 classes made out of this stack of books. Again, no clue what I'm doing. I'm just getting the books and seeing where the Lord is going to lead me here, okay? So I went on to christianbook.com first. I'm going to show you what I've got and what my thought process is behind it. I got this one on christianbook.com. This one is the Field Guide to Wildlife Habitats of the Eastern United States. This one is very specific towards my child because he wants to work in wildlife. He loves field guides, absolutely loves them. He collects them. There's like a collection on my shelf of field guides for animals, trees, all kinds of things in this part of the region. And then we are in the Eastern United States. We live in Eastern North Carolina over at a military base area. And my husband's prior military, so we just kind of stayed after retirement. So this one has all kinds of things. So he wants to work in wildlife habitats with the wildlife animals in our region. So this is great for him. It is all black and white. There are pictures in it, but they are black and white. They're not colored. And I'm hoping that because I bought it on christianbook.com, that there is some Christian content in here. I'm not sure. I haven't gone through it yet. And that's the thing about these books. I have not gone through them yet. I literally just got them in the mail yesterday. So I'm just now going through them. Now, speaking of Answers in Genesis, this is the only AIG book that I was able to get on their website. This is the ecology book. Now, this is for high schoolers, believe it or not. This is a 9th grade book. This is a high school book that I got off of their website. It's color. The pictures are kind of like glossy magazine, but a little bit thicker. And it is a hardback book. I did not see a workbook to go with this. If you know if there's a workbook that goes with this one, can you let me know in the comments? I need to find that. And this is actually made from Master Books. So I'm really thankful that they have an ecology book for high schoolers. This is The World of Mammals by Memoria Press. Now this was like for 3rd grade. So I had to make some compromises. Now this book will not be a textbook for our class. So that's out, okay? I am not wanting to do this as a textbook because the language is too juvenile for him. There's not a whole lot here. It's kind of like a little animal encyclopedia. It's got a lot of, you know, really cool information, diagrams, all kinds of things in here that I really like. But it is a little bit too juvenile, obviously, because it's made for elementary students. So I did go ahead and grab it for our course work just to see if maybe it would be a good text to relay back some information to have just like another source of animals and wildlife animals. Now, I've never bought a Memoria Press book before, and I have never bought this company before either. I had no idea how it worked, and when it came in the mail, I was like, oh, this is so interesting. The price on these were so affordable. I will say that. Very, very affordable, but I can see why at the same time. So I picked up on christianbook.com as well the ACE, is it ACE or ACE? I don't know. I don't even know anybody who uses these. This is the ACE PACE curriculum. I don't know. I might be saying that wrong. I don't know. But these books are like paper magazines, okay? This is not a textbook. But these are like unit studies from what I'm understanding. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. I've never purchased this before. This is the answer book, and everything is inside of this book. So the worksheets, the text that they're going to be reading, and if there's tests, it's in here too. And there is a lot of reading. Now, I believe that this was high school level. I think this was like a high school biology course, but it's broken up into all of these books. The ones that I was specifically interested in was this one. This is like an animal biology type of book. So this is all part of their biology curriculum. So there's this one. Here's another one that has animals. So we have like 3 unit studies here. And then this one had insects, which was part of what he was interested in as well. And now they have other things, like it looks like electricity, health and nutrition. This one, maybe this one's amphibians. I don't know. I actually have to look on the website. This one's dietary, so it's a nutrition type of thing. This one looks like maybe archaeology and weather. This one looks like seashells and then plants. So I'm really focusing on these 5 right here, okay? So I have these, and then I have the key right here that does all the scoring for that. And then there's like little numbers up in the top. It tells you like what order they're supposed to go in. But again, I'm not doing this as an entire course. I'm kind of picking and choosing the units that we want to study for what he is doing in his life. So because he will have, and I'm going to explain this too, he will have a regular science course. He's doing Apologia's biology next year. So he does not need an entire biology course as an elective. But I wish so much that we had more science curriculum in the Christian world. I wish we had more creation science, more animal science. I wish we had more of that. Answers in Genesis is doing a wonderful, fantastic job of this, but I wish we had more, to be honest, especially for kids who want to do what my son wants to do and take these and turn them into a career. I wish we had more resources, but the fact of the matter is we got what we got right now, and we got to just, you know, keep on going. But with our guidance as parents, we should hopefully be able to come up with something. So I do have that one textbook, that one college textbook, but he has it because he reads all night long. So my plans with all of this, I don't know yet. I just don't know. I have not gone through them, but I want to make an elective. If you have made an elective course, what are some of the things that you have done? Now, with some of them like these, the little Ace Pace books, the questions and answers are already done, so I don't really need to do a whole lot for that. But like for this one and this one and this one in the college textbook, I don't have those like pre-made questions and tests and essay questions. So what I'm thinking of doing is kind of just picking out and sorting through some of the books and maybe creating some of my own tests, even if it's like a written essay, you know what I mean, like on a specific topic, just so I can make sure that he understands like the important topic of whatever it was in that chapter that he read. That's my thinking right now, okay? And a lot of this, him just reading this book is going to be an amazing feat. But some of the others, you know, like the younger books and things like that, I do want him to have a deeper understanding. So we might take books like this and make them like a jumping off point. So if he finds like an animal first, you know, like if he really likes like an animal or something in here, maybe that's his jumping off point, and then we go further into the study and we start taking, you know, resources from the web and, you know, maybe taking some encyclopedia type work and doing like a deep dive on a specific animal or a specific topic. I haven't quite decided yet because we're not going through them yet. So I would love to have any suggestions from you out there who have gone through this before. If you have, that would be so helpful for me because I've never ever put a class together like from scratch, you know what I mean? So this is going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. And I'm going to have more time to do that because my other child is going to be not with us for homeschool. So it'll give me something to focus on because I don't have another child. So yeah, you know, bittersweet. But anyway, this video is turning out to be longer than I intended it to be, but it is a curriculum video. So, you know, these things happen. So be sure to look out in the next month or two for my curriculum reveal, and then maybe I'll by then have this figured out and figure out which ones we're going to be doing for 9th grade. Your guess is as good as mine at this point. So I would love any and all suggestions. Let me know down in the comments. And if you have any zoology books that you know of that's great for high school, put them down in the comments because I'm looking every day at different things. I would love to know if you have great animal science books, especially if they're Christian animal science books. All right, I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and happy homeschooling.